Afternoon all, how are we doing? Why have I got desktop audio coming through? That's a good question. That must be because I've got the stream running on the other side. It's the middle of the day, it's weird. Normally this happens with a big launch and I'm normally playing a game when that happens, but like Starfield when we did that 11-hour stream of it. That'll be the last time I think I streamed in the middle of the day. Anyway, how's everybody doing? No idea how long this is going to be today, by the way, because, well, it depends. How long's the reveal going to be? Also, rumour has it we're looking at 120 gigabytes for an Oblivion Remaster, and that's going to take me a minute to download, so I'll have to hop off promptly afterwards so that I can get on that, you know. But it is what it is. So, I'm going to make that window go away, make this window come up. Yeah, I hope we're all very, very excited, because I know I am. Yeah, weeks and weeks of rumours and leaks and so on and so forth, months in fact, arguably even years, and now we have something. And I don't know if you guys are watching the stream on a separate window or whatever, but I'll put it up on screen in just a moment, so that won't be necessary. Apart from the fact you'll have my head on it, so there's that. Anyway, afternoon, I should say. I was going to say evening, but it isn't evening, so afternoon it is. Calvin, how are we doing? Welcome on in. First in. Cal, how are we doing? MB, welcome, welcome, welcome. Scrolly, scrolly, scroll. Yeah, that is going to get confusing, isn't it? Who's hungry? Well, I am now. Thanks. Welcome on in. Looking forward to this. Yeah, afternoon, Noel. How's it going? Where are we? How are we doing, Steve? You all right? A random gift set to you, and now I'm going like, well, yes, a flying one, or a short one probably, while we're watching this thing. We've got a 14 minutes and 20-second countdown going on, which tracks. I was a little worried because I was looking at it and the countdown hadn't started on Bethesda stream. I was like, if they don't start the countdown until 4 o'clock, that's going to suck. But we don't have to worry about that, they're on it. How are you doing, Mr. Doctor? All right? Afternoon, John? Yeah, the original is about 6 gig. I did see a number of something in the order of like 3,000% larger or something, 3,700% or some crazy crap like that. The other day, I didn't stick around on that article for long enough to actually have it stick in my brain, but it was something like that. But yeah, it's bigger than I was anticipating. I assumed 10 times would be a realistic guess. It turns out, no. But thinking about it, it doesn't seem like that's a particularly accurate number that they gave either. So we'll see what happens. I know some people have had it reappear in their Steam library. It's not that they can do anything with it, but they have seen it. So yeah. Anyway, shall we put the countdown on? Give me a second because I'm not 100% on how this is actually going to work because I've never done it before. Right, this should now appear. He says. Doesn't mean it will. Right. Okay, so there are alternatives that can be arranged. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. It's just being weird. Nothing unusual about that, really. Should we see what happens when we... Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with the music on here. It may screw things over, but that really doesn't matter that much, does it? Yeah, there we go. I'll turn my music off now then. That's probably fine, allegedly. No, don't do that. Let's do this. Stream is being bloody weird and responding strangely to my mouse, probably because it's being captured and it doesn't like that very much. It doesn't seem to, anyway. Well, this is a new and wondrous experience, isn't it? Works. I can hear everything. Can you guys? It's maybe a little quiet on your side. Let's bump that sound up a little bit. Just write something down. Just so I know where I put the sound back to later. I think we're probably okay there for now. I could turn it up later if I need to. Because it's just the background music in it. What do we think will be improved besides graphics? Well, we've heard so far that the UI will be getting changed a bit to make that a bit more modern and user-friendly, I think was the gist of it. They're also changing the stamina system, or so the rumours suggest, which would be cool. It's apparently, I don't really remember, but apparently it was kind of unduly punishing the stamina system. So if they're going to make it less punishing, then they get my vote. So there's that. There is, what else did they say? Some other tweaks too, like combat and blocking and things like that. They're inspired by more modern games to bring it up to date a bit, I think. But obviously beyond that, we'll have to wait and see. That's what I'm not going to say we know about it, but we sort of kind of maybe have heard rumours about it. It ought to be good, but don't lose the nostalgia, Steve. Well, if the rumours again are true, then it's the same code that the original game was on. It's just been run through the Unreal 5 engine to improve the graphics, and they're tweaking a few other bits. So it basically will still be the same game at a foundational level. So hopefully it'll still have that charm. I don't think it'll feel like Skyrim, to be honest. I think it'll still feel like Oblivion. Also, it's going to look better than Skyrim does, unless you mod the living daylights out of Skyrim, obviously. But yeah, Sky Oblivion is still lined up to launch this year as well. They are of the opinion that there is room for both in the world, and Bethesda have not done anything to suggest otherwise, apparently, yet. So, knock on wood, that'll continue. But Bethesda have known about this project for years, the Sky Oblivion project for years, and they've been obviously working on this project for years, because these things don't happen overnight, do they? So, yeah, that will be happening. And if you've seen any footage of that, that doesn't look as modern as the leaked screenshots from this, assuming we're getting what we think we're getting. It doesn't look as up to date as that, but it's a different take on the same thing. And Sky Oblivion's going to be a bit more soft focus in a way, I think. But that will be a mod for Skyrim that turns Skyrim into Oblivion, as opposed to an entire new remaster. How moddable will the remaster be? Not being an expert on modding, an educated guess would be that because the same underlying code is in place, it will be relatively simple to adapt existing mods to the new version of the game. Or at least you won't be starting from zero anyway, if you've already got a mod that you need to adapt. Obviously, if you're starting from zero, you start from zero, but, you know, if you're doing something entirely new. But yeah, I think it should result in relatively fast mod releases for it. Not that they wouldn't be fast anyway, it's a Bethesda game and they always get fast mods, so, or mods coming out fast anyway. Yeah. Can't wait to spam jump endlessly. Yeah, I think I'll probably try and avoid that impulse, but we'll see how we do. Got a cup of tea on the go. I was seriously debating getting a glass of wine for it, but I thought 3 in the afternoon might be pushing it. Well, 4 in the afternoon. Especially if it's going to be a long day. It's been a long few days, to be honest with you. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. My clock is entirely out of whack at the moment. My internal clock. 7.5 minutes. Whoop whoop. Min-maxing, yeah. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm still trying to decide what the heck kind of build I'm going to play, because I played Oblivion on the PS3, but it would probably have been about 2012, 2013, somewhere. 6 PM somewhere. Yeah, this is true, Steve. Yeah, it would have been, I think, probably 2012-ish that I played Oblivion on the PS3. So I got my PS3 at the end of 2010, so it was obviously after that. Or the summer of 2010, rather. And I got it to play Fallout 3, and that was what I played first. I think I then played Assassin's Creed not long after that. The original Assassin's Creed. And I think Oblivion probably came along not long after that. But I do know that I played quite a lot of it, but I wasn't really in the right, my gaming career wasn't in the right point for it, because I hadn't really got a lot of experience with single character first person RPGs. I'd more done like the Baldur's Gate-esque party stuff in the past. So I was slowly making my way in the direction of that. Like, arguably, Fallout 3 was the first proper one I sunk my time into. So yeah, I was still slowly adjusting to it, but Skyrim's happened since then. Did I play Skyrim first, or this? Probably this. So Skyrim came out 2011, end of. I got the it's actually Game of the Year edition, not the special edition, the one before the special edition came out, so it's probably late 2012, early 2013 maybe. So yeah, maybe it was 2012 or so that I played Oblivion. I don't know. Yeah, my memories of it are very, very sketchy, so in a lot of ways I'll be starting from scratch, I think. But I definitely sunk a decent number of hours into it. I'm sure there will be stuff coming back to me as I play it. I'm like, I remember this, I remember that, but I do know that that entire kind of southward tail of Cyrodiil, I didn't really explore too much of that. If I went down there at all, it was only once. But yeah, the wider top section, I'm pretty sure I spent more time in. Which I think is probably normal, but, you know, I know I didn't get that far with it. And I definitely didn't play any of the DLC. So. I think I had the DLC, I just don't think I actually got as far as playing any of it. Few minutes to go. Yeah, an Imperial guy turned into a vampire in the middle of the cure quest. I do remember being a vampire. I seem to remember being around Skingrad at the time. That's about all I remember of it. I think I might have played a Dunmer actually at some stage, or I probably played a couple of different characters. My instinct is to lean towards sword and board at the minute, because it's probably the easiest place to start, really, isn't it? But I don't know. I do like a good sword and board playthrough, though. We shall see. Yeah. So my plan, just to reiterate, is watch this and then make a decision promptly at the end of it, which will probably, unless they really throw us a massive curveball, be a brief conversation about what we have seen, then lock the hell out while I go and download it. Because, well, it'll be on Game Pass, I'm sure. I don't know, I might be able to harass Bethesda and get a Steam key for it as well. I don't really want to ask for too much, because I just asked for a load of stuff off Bethesda today. Well, a load of stuff. I had my Fallout First renewed. They were kind enough to do that for me. Speaking of, there's a Fallout 76 patch today. The servers are currently down. So it's a small mid-season thing, but I don't know what's in there. I've got Discord switched off at the moment, so it doesn't keep going off all the time. So, something else to look up at some point. You always end up being a spell sword. I think if you're using a sword, then to some extent you always do in every Elder Scrolls game, don't you? At the very least, you end up with a sword in one hand and a heal spell in the other. But then there's degrees that extend from there, really, aren't I do kind of like the idea of having a sword in one hand and then using a magical spell as a shield. But I don't know how viable that is. I was thinking about it for Skyrim not long ago, but I don't think it's massively viable. I think you're better off with a big plank of wood. At least in Skyrim, anyway. Maybe not late game, but early game. I'm fairly sure that the options would suck for that. 2 minutes. You like your lightning? Yeah, going with the old the Sith playthrough there, are you? Force lightning in one hand and a lightsaber in the other. Sneak out. Yeah, well, it's a good fun build, especially Skyrim. So I seem to remember being mostly sword and board in Oblivion, actually, but again, this was many moons ago. I've got a notification I don't recognise on my phone. Oh, screw you, Google. Guess I'm trying to shove Gemini down my throat. Yeah, there's yet more Oblivion references if the logo wasn't enough already in their notifications and stuff, so... And if you're weird and obsessed with tennis like I am, Katie Bolter is just starting her Madrid Open campaign. British #1. So there's a random deviation into my off-screen life. Or off-screen obsessions, I should say. 30 seconds, nearest damn it. There's a black fluffy kitty cat over there who doesn't give the furry crack of a rat's behind what's going on over here. She ain't interested. To be a cat. Ooh, that just got blurry down at the bottom there. What's going on there? Oh, it's disappeared. That'll be why. Hey, I don't watch the men's game, I only watch the ladies' game. Does that help, Noel? Here we go.
The others, they would take it to the tower. They're behind us. This ends here.
You hold our future in your hands. Take with you my blessings and the hope of the Empire. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Nice.
Here we are 20 years later.
That looked very cool.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters, Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio.
First console.
I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones in place. You want some of that old charm.
That's what we want to hear.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
Oh my God, it's been 20 years? I think the thing that gets me the most is the music. Like, when you hear that music at the main menu, there's just like... There's this, like...
Should be cool.
Flood of nostalgia.
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am. As an individual, as a game developer, it all starts with this.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds.
No,
and
yeah,
having
it was
players
amazing.
be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's,
They do that every
what
time.
if we could give that moment to everybody again?
I was born 87 years ago.
Well, they're saying the right things. Let's see if they pull it
For
off.
65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Ooh, that does look good. I've cleaned it up a lot. But it still has that Bethesda vibe, for sure.
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first
did.
time, the world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible.
Got that
When
water.
we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with
Looks
Bethesda
promising
Game
so far.
Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
Which is what that studio
We wanted to make
specializes
the
in, as I understand
remaster
it.
more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete
Look at
form.
that. This takes me back.
About time someone got here. Huzzah!
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
from unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions,
Awesome.
Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and
Jeez.
it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
Really doesn't mean much at all, then.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood
That's quite
and
different.
death before the end.
Well, it's probably a good thing, really. Ooh, that was cool. Good Doom vibe.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
Ooh, that is nice. Yep. Like it.
The original Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
Switching the metaphor a bit there,
pure
but okay.
stability. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
It's less cartoony, I think, now.
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're stuck here like I am.
That really feels like the original.
The Isles, a wonderful place. Good for a visit. Or eternity.
I suspect
We've
they
leveraged
remastered
nearly
the
every major feature from
dialogue
the
as well.
latest version of Unreal 5.
Looks like they have.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new,
Okay.
highly detailed character models
That does look
and
good.
stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this game was completely redesigned and handcrafted from scratch.
We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light.
Jeez, look at that.
We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it!
And real tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the
Agreed
mesh,
now.
allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
They look good, actually.
We have access
really
to
good.
so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the
simple.
water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Fane.
Damn. Yep. I mean, they're showing the best, obviously, here. But I would say it looks like they've nailed it.
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster. It's gameplay. It's UI and UX. It's audio.
That's better, yeah.
We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the
Remaster's
approach to
selling it
leveling,
short, really, from the
which
sound of it.
I think will make a lot of people happy. It's
Okay.
inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds.
Probably wise. It was not exactly approachable in the
We were
original
able
version.
to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations, where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish. Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback. We know it's a little thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
There's a proper third-person perspective now. The original had third-person, but there was no crosshair, and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability.
Some, not others, I guess.
Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
Bearing in mind it started off before Starfield
When
came
Oblivion
out.
first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races. So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue.
That's interesting.
Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there.
Hi there.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum!
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone!
That's going to kill me, but I'll die happy.
To steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room.
Seems unwise.
The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
That does look nice, little animations.
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
Yeah, it looks so far like they've got a really good balance.
As games have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect
Almost
a
like
certain
TES
set of
6 too.
rules and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch.
That's
And
really
that
the
has a
question, isn't
huge
it,
impact
Koolish?
From the very beginning of the game.
Yes, is the answer.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini games are the mini games.
It is
Those
a
are so
remaster,
iconic to
but-
Oblivion.
Great! How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're
Persuasion
a
thing,
newcomer,
I wouldn't have complained about them taking out.
Watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
you will instantly
No,
feel
he's
it.
not.
It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios.
No, every platform
None
it
of
was
what we're
always on.
surrounded by right now would be here
I'm pretty sure.
if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into
I actually
it,
quite enjoyed the
sort of
lockpicking, to be honest.
The love that
There
went
was
into
something
it, I
else
think
it reminded me
comes
of as well.
across on the screen.
I can't remember what that was.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players,
Look at that.
I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
I'm not shocked,
Oblivion
but
Gates
reasonably
look
impressed.
absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel.
I'm fairly sure it'll be on all
something.
platforms it was always on, Andrew.
that's
I don't
precious.
know, but we'll find out in a
Going
minute.
back to a
won't we?
world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like it's exciting again.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
And Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait. The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce
Thought
that
it
the
might be.
Oblivion Remaster will be available today.
It's in there, even if they haven't shown it. The horse armor is in there.
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. This is the 27th of Last Seed. The year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era, and the final hours of my life.
I wonder how much of this Patrick Stewart actually remembers. It was probably only about a day's work. 20 years ago, plus.
This is only the beginning. Worse is
That looks like a bad day.
Looks clear.
Yeah, it's already out.
The time of cleansing
They'll have dropped it 20 minutes ago at 4 o'clock, won't they?
From the coming darkness.
Which we kind of knew they were going to do anyway. God, it looks good. But not too good, which is perfect.
Here you must find your own path.
Remember the Emperor!
Damn, that was a thick Spriggan.
Find him. And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
So, for systems, let's have a look. Yep, they're all there. PS5, Xbox, Steam, and PS5. As expected. Nice. So it looks like the rumours were about bang on then. And the leaks and so on. Whether or not they bumped it back a day, I'm curious. I don't think they did, because yesterday's bank holiday and stuff. But Easter Mondays would be a really weird release day. 50 quid on Xbox. Yeah, that's about where I was expecting. Yeah, definitely pleased with what I'm seeing there. It looks good, but not too good. Obviously, they're showing it at its best. Not surprised it's out already. Most of the leaks seem to be about bang on and the rumours and stuff, so yeah, that's cool. Pretty much what we expected. I'm looking forward to this. So, yeah, allegedly it was like a 120 gig download. It was rumoured at being beforehand, or leaked at being beforehand. I haven't seen anything yet that confirms one way or the other. Let's turn the background volume down a bit. There we go. That's about where it should be, I think. Yes. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by that, I think. Looks good, but doesn't look like they've taken the soul and spirit of it away, which is obviously what we wanted to see. As for remaster versus remake, obviously they're calling it a remaster. We can see this. I feel like remastered, if they've done as much as they say they've done, and tweaked as much as they say they've changed, remaster seems like they're underselling it. 125, there you go. When you go over 100, 5 gigabytes one way or the other, doesn't make a difference. So yeah, like if they've literally handcrafted every texture again, remaster is selling it short. On the other hand, it is still running on the foundation of the original game, and like the underlying systems are still the same. The underlying code and stuff, basically. So in that regard, remake is also not accurate either. So it's kind of somewhere in between those two, in my view. But I think calling it remaster is sensible, because people will turn around and go, oh, it's not a remake, and they go, well, no, we never said it was. So I think that's probably the right call. But yeah, I am duly impressed. I hope you guys are as well. So, in answer to the question there, MB, I will probably be streaming this tonight. It's likely going to take me about 3 hours to download it, because I have good internet, but it's not super stupendously amazing. So, I'm going to wrap up fairly promptly and get on that. But yeah, keep an eye out on YouTube, you know, the scheduled stream thing I do, so you know when it's running beforehand.
Wow. What did we just witness?
I'm going to do that.
Kept secret ever?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'll do that scheduling a stream ahead of time. And
Direct. That is coming to you today. Maybe even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this.
see what else they want to add.
I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson.
Miraculously still alive, actually, under the circumstances, because he very nearly wasn't a couple of months ago.
Have here with you.
This is Finn. Oh, yes, he knows his name now. Hello there, Finn. How are you? I mean, for the sake of this, we can call him Barbas if you'd like, but he's a sweetie pie, and he.
Yes, we'll have I'll schedule the stream as soon as I can. It'll be depending on how long it takes me to install the game, basically. So yeah, I'm going to look into that. Should be cool. Can't wait. Let's just give this a quick look, see if there's anything here that's big enough to stick around for, or if I'm going to hop out in a second. Oh, I pressed the button. No, I didn't. No, it's just being weird, because of course it is.
Now with the remastered version.
I can't wait.
I saw it.
For those that do not know you, first, shame on you if you don't. But if you don't, why don't you tell our friends here what role you have done in Oblivion?
In Oblivion, you're going to probably bring some memes back to life.
Can't wait.
So if like you walk,
Didn't need to voice everything, pretty much.
Going,
Hold criminal scum! Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Pay with your blood.
That's a lovely one. The
That's very
Imperial Guard
aggressive.
song is out there now, and all sorts of things that people had fun with.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. The Shadow Drop's a lot of fun, Tom, yeah. It's nice when that happens. It's good for them. It saves them money. To be honest, we're doing the marketing for them at this point, aren't we?
And they're saying, what can I do for you today? Cheese! You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone! How many would that be, sir? And so I can't call anywhere as Shagor to order a pizza because I'll never get it, or I'll get it with a lot of
I mean, honestly, you're doing everybody a favor if you do. So.
Right, very cool, but I think it's time to drop out of this one and actually get on with it. Otherwise, God knows what time I'll actually be done. So, let's do that. Because this is cool. Everything else is a bit more of a high priority right now because of time being involved. So yeah, definitely impressed. Has it got anything like that bullet travel when you shoot arrows? Do you mean like the kill cam that you get? Because I imagine there will be a kill cam, because you get one in Skyrim as well, don't you, as well as the Fallout games. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they put it in, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, because it may be something that was developed for Fallout 3 and therefore came in later. But they've added stuff and modernised things, so it may well be there. I guess we'll find out this evening. As right now, I don't know anything you lot don't know, unless you haven't watched the reveal there, in which case, maybe I do. But anyway, you get what I'm going for. So yeah, I'm going to hop out and see about installing and so on and so forth, and we'll see how this is going. Hypes, definitely very hyped. Looking forward to this. And yeah, I will put a stream up as soon as I've got an ETA and a window for it. But obviously that'll be the next few hours. And yeah, I'm going to go and cook me dinner while it downloads and stuff. But we'll be on it as soon as I reasonably can and as soon as I know it's not going to blow my computer up. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. Don't normally do this sort of thing, but lots of you turned up. So for other exciting reveals, I may do this again, because that's great. So thank you all for being here. I do very much appreciate you all. You know where the buttons are down below. As always, if you want to and you haven't already, likes and subs and notification bell, all that good stuff. Hit all that stuff and then you know what's going on. I very much appreciate. We'll be back for this later. Usual stream time, by the way, is 8 PM UK time, Monday to Friday. So yeah, we'll be doing plenty of Oblivion, and there's a whole load of other stuff I'm struggling to get through at the moment as well. I've got too many games to play at the minute. So yeah, if you want something to watch of an evening, we'll keep you busy. So yeah, if you want to be there, that's the thing to look out for. And yeah, we're back at this as soon as I can today. Like the actual start time today will be whatever it ends up being, because it takes as long as it takes, right? And I haven't got the forward planning space that I normally have. Anyway, thank you all. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. I do appreciate you being here. As I say, buttons, all that good stuff. Channel memberships, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way, I very, very much appreciate it as well. Do have a gander at that stuff. And yeah, let's get cracking with this, shall we? So, I'll see you this evening. Nah, folks. Well, good afternoon, folks. Good evening, one or the other anyway. See you in a bit. How's that? That works, doesn't it? See you later.
it.